Alright, I am live. YouTube says I'm live, so I must be live, right? The internet never lies. Welcome in, welcome in. This is the Howdy Tech Show, episode 107 this week. Been doing this for quite a while, I guess, huh? Anyways, a little live talk show I do, a little live stream I do here every weekend. We usually go through some tech news, what's happening in the tech hardware scene. I usually try to find stuff that's happened in the last week or so. Talk about how the channel does, and take any kind of questions. Just drop it in the chat over there. Talk about how the channel is doing, what you can expect coming up on the channel. And we just kind of hang out. Talk about whatever comes up pretty much. Sometimes it's interesting, sometimes not so much. You know, how long do I go? Nah. See how I feel and see how chat's going. See how the conversation's going. But for the tech news this week, we have GPU prices dropped again, which is good news, especially for the gamers out there. Someone's looking to build a system. Talking about price drop, DDR5 is starting to come down in price. We're going to talk about that as well. That's good news. And again, Radeon, AMD, they're putting out a new GPU. And by what I've seen on this one, Star X6700, this may actually be an actual GPU this time instead of just a mobile unit. They throw on a piece of PBC or PCB and throw it out there and expect people to buy it. This may be actually actual graphics board. And a little bit of Raptor Lake from Intel. Got some leaks on the performance of a Raptor Lake. It's supposed to be showing up about 20% faster than what's currently available. We're going to be talking about that. All the news articles this week is from Tom's Hardware, pretty trusted source when it comes to PC news. So that's where I like to get my info from. But the links to the articles will be listed in the description below. If you'd like to do a little bit more reading than what I talk about here on the live show. A couple of disclaimers I throw out at the beginning of each live show. Number one, I do drink me a cold Budweiser while I do the show, so there is some alcohol consumption. So cheers to y'all. Hope this weekend's finding you well. Number two, I do throw it out, which don't happen much, but there is a foul language warning I throw out. If you've been around, you know I'm a truck driver by trade. My mouth ain't the best. I try to keep it to a bare minimum, but sometimes it does slip. You know, if the drinking or the cussing ain't for you, maybe this ain't the right live stream. I just throw it out there at the beginning. I don't want nobody to be someplace they ain't gonna feel comfortable. So, yeah. Just like every week, I guess we'll flip you guys over here and we'll start going through these news articles. See if I figure out how to do this. Here, we'll get the news article pulled up, then we'll flip this button and flip that button. And Tom's Hardware. This was about 16 hours ago. GPU prices dropped by another 15% on average in May. Pretty good news. Which Radeon cards has been hitting the manufacturer's suggested retail price. But, you know, we've been waiting on NVIDIA's cards to come down in prices. Like I said, the link is in the description if you'd like to check them out. They do the older cards as well. But, you know, everybody wants the new stuff. So we'll go scroll on down here and we'll look at some of the new stuff. The best reasonable recent options goes to AMD 6600, which currently can be had for as little as $290. That's 40 bucks below the MSRP. And so you're looking at 2080 Ti, 2060 Super, 5700. About that type of performance, but it's actually going below the MSRP, which Like I said, you know, AMD GPUs have been going below MSRP here lately. 6600, 6650, 6700, 6750 XT. All scores pretty high in the overall value. But the best value for the GeForce RTX scores belong to the previous generation 2060, 2070, 2070 Super, and 2080. If you're looking for the best value 30 series GPUs, the 3060 and 3060 Ti land halfway down the table. Yeah, and that's a shame. You know, the more budget entry things, you know, 3060, 3060 Ti, they're still up there in price pretty good. As far as prices go, we got the 6600 coming in at about $290. 6600 XT coming in at about $350. 6650 XT coming in at about $385. Dio, you're in the house, buddy. Welcome in. Glad you're stopping by this weekend. Glad to see you stopping in. Appreciate the support, bud. The 6700 is coming in about $477 this month. 6750 XT coming in about $511. 3060 coming in about $400. 36 Ti coming in about $523. 6500 XT, don't buy it. It's coming in about $175. 6800 is coming in about $655. 3070 is coming in about $600. 3050, don't buy it. It's about $315. 6800 is coming in about $767. 3080 12 gigs coming in about $800. 3070 Ti is coming in for about $700. So they are definitely coming down in price. They got the rest of them listed down through there. Like I said, you know, links in the description if you actually want to look at a particular card. But it's good news that they're coming down some. Of course, they've been dropping for the last few months, but the big picture is 15% on average compared to the previous month. For AMD, the only 6800 XT cost more than their official MSRP of $650 and $580 respectively. So the rest of the Radeon cards are coming in below the MSRP. And I gotta admit, it's made a liar out of me. Whenever all this stuff was happening with GPU prices and all, I said they'd never get back down to them prices. Well, I guess the economy's proved me wrong, right? I'm a big man, I'll admit it. I was wrong. Now, waiting for the RTX series to come back down. That may take a while. Most NVIDIA RTX 30 series GPUs still selling for more than their MSRP. Extreme prices of the 3080 12 gig and above means those cards ain't marked up as much. But the 3050 through 3080 10 gig are marked up by about 20% on average. So then you drop about another 20% to get them RTX 30 series cards back down. Then I like to see them drop back down, but it is what it is, and everybody, you know, pretty much are paying an NVIDIA tax. MT Coiners in the house. Hey Dave, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good, buddy. How you doing, MT? Glad you decided to hang out with me today for a while. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, so they're coming down about 15% on average. Of course, NVIDIA tax, you know, you're still paying over 20% on 20% marked up over their, what they should be selling for, which I don't think that surprises anybody. Just still waiting for them NVIDIA cards to come down. Of course, you watch any build videos or anything like that here lately, you do see a lot of people suggesting the 6600 or 6600 XT. Just for the simple price that they are where they're supposed to be or below where they're supposed to be. This late in life cycle, They're usually below the MSRP, but yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully the release of the next generation will be a little bit better for us. If the scalpers don't get too haywire with them and the crypto mining don't boom again, which I have a feeling it'll happen again here in a couple years. It'll probably boom again. Feeling pretty good today. Taking the family for a little road trip. Nice. I know you're up there. You're up there. What, north central U.S. up in that area, right? MT. I don't know, but down here where I'm at, we've got pretty good weather. It'd be a nice day for a nice road trip. About 70 degrees. Ain't too hot, ain't too cold. Nice little breeze outside blowing. Makes me feel like I need to be out in the yard cutting my grass or something. What y'all come this afternoon? Next thing we have for today. Put the guys back over here. There we go. Just in time for Ryzen 7000 DDR5 prices fall for more affordable levels. Of course, everybody knows Intel with the Alder Lake. They started using DDR5 this past generation. AMD's already announced that the AM5 platform will only support DDR5. And again, if you watch anybody's videos about doing builds, they suggest, especially if you're looking at Alder Lake, to do DDR4 because of the prices of DDR5 and the availability of it. But they're starting to come down in price, which is expected. They're starting to get better speeds out of DDR5, and the price is starting to come down. Many of the lower end kits now sell for $6 to $7 per gigabit, however you want to pronounce it, and or around $120 to $130 for a 16 gig dual channel kit. This is a huge departure from the $500 to $1,000 price bracket we used to see on almost all DDR5 kits. That's a pretty good decrease. It still ain't quite as good as what DDR4 memory prices is, but it is coming down. Hopefully they can get the quality or the quantity of it out. Especially like they said, with Ryzen's new processors only supporting DDR5. Just 6 months ago, this should finally make DDR5 a more mainstream to PC builders and buyers, and it couldn't come at a better time for AMD. The downward price trend appears to be expecting globally. Let's see here, DDR5 prices even cheaper in Europe with the base link kit, about €5 per gig. Before DDR5 came out, someone asked me if I was interested in DDR5. I told them right off the bat, and this is why. The only remaining sticking points for DDR5 pricing is the timings you're paying for. Baseline DDR5 kits are stacking up better against DDR4, but if you want DDR5 kits, this is competitive with high-speed DDR4 kits with low latencies. Pricing is still highly in favor of DDR4. At least they are bringing it back down. The price is getting down to where it's somewhat reasonable. Some of the cheapest 16 gig DDR5 memory kits come from Crucial, Kingston, and Patriot. These kits figure a baseline spec of 4800 megahertz, starting at just 110 to 120. This is a good start for DDR5, and will allow DIY builders to assemble related cheap DDR5 systems. Excuse me. Yeah, but still, at this point, they're starting to get the prices down. They're starting to get better performance out of DDR5. But it's still kind of hard to recommend it. DDR4 I think is still the better way to go. But you know, they are starting to get better pricing on DDR5. If you actually look up DDR5, you could actually start finding it in stock. Still a little bit high for my budget, especially if you're looking to build a budget system. DDR5 still a little out of reach if you ask me. And over time they'll get the prices on down on it, and hopefully faster speeds out of it as they do more development on it. And the more they play with them, the more they can get out of it. But it's a good thing that they are starting to get it down, especially since, like I said, you know, Intel's already on it. AMD's next generation, you're going to have it. So, you know, and just like anything else that when it first comes out, you know, availability ain't there and the price is outrageous. DDR5's been out for, what, about a year now, I think? Since HOWDY Lake launched, 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, somewhere around there. So they are working on it. They're starting to get the price of it down. Alright. Next, we have a new graphics card coming out. Kind of excited about this one, because this ain't the bottom tier. This ain't a mobile GPU that's just been put on a card and launched by AMD. This is actually, I think this is going to actually be an actual GPU coming out. A little late to the party, but you know, we'll take it, right? And I think it may make for a pretty good budget option, actually. We have the Sapphire RX 6700 non-XT 10 gigabit. There's an official update. So we do have a new GPU. It should have the encoders on it and all that. June the 2nd, Sapphire Technologies has published an official product page for a new 6700 non-XT 10 gigabit. It leaked a few hours ago with some Sapphire data sheets, imaging being widely spread around the internet. Kind of nice to see that they're actually still putting out GPUs instead of, you know, mobile GPUs. In the gallery above, you can see a few full spec table for the new Sapphire Pulse card. Which confirms the previous leaked data. We also see the 220 watt board power, which is 10 watts less than the bigger brother, the 6700 XT. This is the original story below. It came out a few days earlier from this cow cult land in France. Appears the AMD Radeon 6000 series based on the RNDA2 architecture, proving a glimpse at what might be remembered as a leak. A pair of Sapphire data sheets, highly upcoming 6700 based cards have been unearthed. Oh, we can get that picture to blow up or not. But they got the specs down here for it. I guess we'll run down through some of them here. Oh, excuse me. It is based on the same GPU that the 6700 XT is on, which is the Navi 22. It does have a little bit less speed to it for the boost clocks. The Infinity cache is a little bit less, not much. Was 16 megabits. They are cutting back the VRAM from 12 gigs down to 16. From 12 gigs down to 10 gigs. Cutting down the speed a little bit. It was 192-bit bus on this XT. The non-XT is only 160. That still should be a pretty good card. I think it's going to do alright. I can't wait to play with an Intel Arc. Yeah, the Intel Arc, I'm kind of leery about that one too. I know they keep pushing them back and pushing them back, so I'm not too sure on when they're supposed to launch. I haven't heard a whole lot of updates on when they're actually coming out with those. I've seen rumors that they're supposed to be launching over in, I think it's China or Japan. They're supposed to come out with the GPUs. And just like they did with the mobiles, they'll launch them over there. Then if they get, once they sell so many, then they may bring them to us. What got excited me the most about Intel doing that is the fact that it's going to give NVIDIA and AMD reason to drop the prices even more. And the Intel GPUs, I don't know, I've seen so many leaks and whatnot about the performance. I don't know whether they're going to fall into the stack, you know what I mean? I don't know if they're going to be a very low end, they're going to be a mid-range card. I don't think they're going to go after the high end, but you know, whether they're going to actually fall into the stack, kind of questionable because I've seen too many rumors and different specs for them, so. But they should be pretty good when they do actually hit. But the question with Intel is when they're going to actually get them. There, from above data, it is easy to conclude that the new 6700 sits smack dab in the middle of the RDNA 2 lineup. Into the assumed position. However, you can see that both GPU and memory clocks are a little bit slower than one might like or expect. No, not really. That's why it falls in the middle. This is likely due to the graphics card using the Navi 22 GPUs, which didn't make the grade to run fast enough clock speeds to make it into the higher tier graphics cards like the 6750 XT and the 6700 XT. I just saw that one was spotted in the wild yesterday. We should start seeing them soon. Oh, really? I didn't hear that. I didn't hear about one of them being spotted in the wild. Maybe I didn't do enough research for my topics for today, huh? But it'd be nice to see him in the wild. It'd be nice to see him come out with something. Because I understand, you know, they want to make sure they're where they should be before they release them too. I can understand that. On the leak box art, you can see that both of the new cards, the Sapphire 6700 XT, Pulse, and the non-Pulse, have print fan coolers similar to the dimensions. Well, yeah, if it's just a cutback version of the XT chip, yeah, it's going to look just like it. Boost clocks from the factory. In addition, both mods provide 3 DisplayPort, 1.4, 1 HDMI, 2.1 outs. I can't remember where I saw it. I think it was Brandon Cole Mining Channel. Tell you what, let's go ahead and see if we can find something on Intel Arc. Intel Arc. Desktop GPUs. Overview. Documents release date and prices. I think that's an older one, though, ain't? Come on, I know you gotta have your ads to pay your bills. I understand. Intel Arc Alchemist release dates, prices, specs, benchmarks, and rumors. What am I at? PC games. Have arrived at the new Intel GPU could completely win. Intel managed to keep the Alchemist cards mostly under wraps. CES 20 2022. Yeah, that, let's see here. GPU. Let's try the release dates. Ooh, that's a small one. It's a bright screen warning for you guys. Now, it looks like they will line up favorable with the competition. Release dates and prices have leaked from the Intel upcoming desktop or GPUs to sell it first between May the 15th and June the 30th. That's when the embargo list. That should be long after June the 30th we get them, so we may see them next month. They may be coming up pretty soon. The sale embargoes for the ERC desktop GPUs is reportedly between May the 15th and June the 30th. Yeah, if the embargo lifts in May and June, probably July we'll probably see them. Intel will initially launch the A750 and A580 first, followed by the A380 weeks later. Of course, they're going to come out with the big boys first. It's said to not be on the way with the first wave. That'd be good. I wouldn't mind seeing them next month. Here's the details according to WCCF Tech. Comparable with the 3060, should be about $350 at the end of March, early June. That one hasn't happened. The A580, which should be about the $3050, early June. That one hasn't. We haven't seen that one. The 3080, A380, equivalent to the 1650 at 150, should be around July. Yeah, we may see them in the wild pretty soon. I think we need a little bit more competition because NVIDIA just ain't dropping the prices the way they should be, if you ask me. And definitely, if we get another competitor in the GPU price market, they'll definitely start dropping them. I think it'd be pretty good. Maybe I should start getting excited for them. With the previous generation of graphics card, AMD released the RDNA 1 architecture with 5700 XT, 5700 together. So many have missed a non-XT replacement. The current generation 6700 non-XT might be a welcome product for some, bridging the $100 price gap between the 6650 XT for 400 plus and the RTX 6070 XT plus. 6700 XT 500 plus. AMD is introducing the 6750 at around $550, which would make the gap even wider if the RX 6700 XT cruiser is to be available. So that sounds like it's going to be an actual graphics card this time. Sounds like it ain't going to be what was the last couple ones that came out with? 6400 XT, the 6300 XT, 6500 XT, you know, them kind of graphics cards I wouldn't even recommend looking at. Which, you know, I don't have much experience with them, but, you know, with no more power than what they're rumored to have. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it'd be a very use case scenario to be able to buy one of them. But this here seems like it's going to be an actual GPU. It's going to have the encoding and de-encoders and all that on it. But you're going to kind of fill in that price gap a little bit. But it ain't nothing new, you know. If a silicon don't match the standard of 1 cord, they come out with a cord lesser than that. A lot of the silicon match, so it ain't nothing new. It's kind of strange to do it this far within a generation, especially with the new generation right around the corner, which we should be seeing here soon. But we also got some Intel information that's popped up. This was published 2 days ago. Intel Raptor Lake CPUs appears to be 20%. Well, hold on, let me get you guys flipped over here. There we go. Can you see the screen now? I think you can see the screen now. Intel's Raptor Lake CPU appears 20% faster than the i9 12900KS. And of course, this is on the user benchmark. Maybe 20% faster than the i9 12900K. Boy, I hate the way they name the CPUs anymore. On the user benchmark chart, Intel Raptor Lake looks to be a multi-thread monster. The school state they're treated me well this year. I got 22 machines for $20 each. All had i5 GT730s, 16 gig, 1600 megahertz RAM, and half of them have SSDs. Very nice pickup, MT. Very nice pickup for $20 each. Maxter 1878's in the house. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. Haven't seen you lately. You don't hang around long. Appreciate you stopping by. I like seeing faces in the chat over there that I haven't seen in a while. I'm doing pretty good, mate. I'm doing good. They're going to get into it here a little bit after I get done with the articles here, but I'm back to work. I started back to work full time after my second hip replacement. I'm doing pretty good. Going to start making some money again, so hopefully I can start getting some more products in here to review for you guys. Hopefully I can do more than just the budget air coolers and whatnot I've been doing on the channel. GPU prices dropping. That's a good sign. So maybe I can start getting a little bit more builds done up. It's a damn shame that as a tech YouTuber, you look forward to doing more builds on the channel. Yeah, I got 2 kids now. LOL. Saturday afternoons are busy. Yep, I can understand that. Yeah, a lot of people, that's the bad thing about doing a live stream on Saturdays. It's, you know, it's a lot of time that people set aside for the families and whatnot. So, I can understand that. I mean, you know, I know Saturday ain't the best, but it's the best time for me to do it. Fiance is working in the mornings. So, you know, Saturdays is late morning on Saturday is the best time for me to do it. And I understand that a lot of people are busy on Saturday, especially with family duties and all that. So I don't expect a whole lot of people to be able to stop in and spend a whole lot of time with me at least. But I appreciate the ones that do at least stop by and say howdy. If you got two kids now, you're pretty busy, especially on Saturdays. Intel's 13th Gen Core Raptor Lake processor is due to be released later this year. But since samples of these CPUs are in the wild, It's not surprising that the primary benchmark results of these chips get published. The time around someone with a Raptor Lake sample has revealed results of the processor and user benchmark. Where this comes from at Tim Apaska, I guess the way you pronounce that. That's the way I'm going to pronounce it. The CPU appears to be around 20% faster when compared with existing flagship products from AMD and Intel. So it's going up against the 1200K, probably 1200K, yes. And what's the other one? 5950X. Let's see if we can get a picture here. Get y'all scrolled in here. Maybe you guys can see that on the screen. Here's the top one. That's the new one. Then you got the 1200K, 12900K. And you have the AMD 5950X. I don't know what the 100% is on this, but it looks like the 5950X is 109%. The 12900K is 122%. And the new one, this is supposed to be the Raptor Lake, is 114%. Like I mentioned, I'm not too sure on what the 100% base is or what they're going off of for them numbers. Really couldn't tell you. But by the way I'm looking at this, it looks like it's just matching the 12900K. I mean, you're looking at 114% compared to 122%. But the normal over here is 124% compared to 125%. So to me, it don't look like it's much better than the 12900K. Maybe just me, the way I'm looking at the chart. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong, maybe. I mean, even under the heavy loads, you're looking at 151% compared to 154%. But they say it's faster. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't quite understand the chart here. I don't see where they're saying that it's so much faster. They say the image came from Tom's Hardware. The benchmark Intel's Raptor Lake S U3E1 processor packed 24 cores and could process 32 threads simultaneously while running at 2.4 gigahertz base and a 4.6 turbo clock. This collaborates with previous leaks and benchmark results which indicate that Intel's next-gen desktop CPUs will integrate 8 performance cores with 2-way SMT as well as 16 efficiency cores. Hey, you guys can't see me. What's going on? Oh, there, let me turn on the camera. There we go. There's my ugly mug. Now y'all can have nightmares tonight. Yeah, I'm still around, just about to put the grill on. Wish you could join us. Yeah, me too. I like to have some grill. I know we've been using the grill quite often since it's been nights outside. Had some hamburgers and hot dogs, and fiance had some steaks on it one night. If I was close to you, Max, I may take you up on that, but I ain't that close to you, I don't think. You said it's evening time where you're at, so yeah, I think you're a little bit ways away from it because it's still well, I guess late morning where I'm at. Let's see what else we got about this new processor. The system also appears to be equipped with Intel Alchemist A770 graphics card, but considering that this card only has 1 gig of memory and performs very poorly, we believe the GPU was dedicated and detected incorrectly. Intel's Core flagship 12900K is 16-core, 24-thread chip, operating 3.2 to 5 gigahertz for AMD 5950X is 1632. Works from 3.4 to 4.6. Given the fact that Raptor Lake S simply operates at a rather low clock, it is not surprising that it loses to both rivals in workloads and use 8 threads or less. Meanwhile, in server workloads that uses 64 threads, it's about 20% faster than the i12900KS. Oh, they're talking about the workload of it. What's the... and the server... Okay, that's where they're getting the 20% from. That makes sense. We will have to have some bears and brats in real life someday. In the future, when I'm traveling the country, maybe I'll drop in and say hi. Hey, come on over, buddy. I'll fire up the grill and have some cold beers with you, even if it's in the middle of winter. It don't matter to me. I ain't that picky. Just an ocean between us. Yeah, let me go get my paddle boat, and I'll be there in a couple months, bud. Yeah, I like a good cookout and a cold beer, even if it is in the middle of winter. It don't matter. I'm not picky. I'll pull the cover off of it and light her up for you. I don't get to travel because of my full-time job. I'm kind of stuck here in the mountain state. There's a little bit of information that coming up here into the stream too. Here in a couple of weeks, me and the fiance is actually heading to the beach for a weekend. But they're... Okay, that makes sense. After reading that little part of this article, they're saying it's higher on the server side with 64 cores. It's 263% compared to 218% on the 12900K, and only 221 on the 5950X. That's where the difference is. It's over on the server side. I was looking at the normal and the heavy, but it's the server side that's they're saying it's 20% better. Okay, I see what 20% comes in better now. But if it's just on the server side, how's that going to help us, to help the gaming community much? But no, that's got a better IPC to it or something. It's noteworthy that the Raptor Lake 24 physical cores, along with the threads, dispatcher hardware looks to be more efficient than AMD 16 high-performance cores and 3 cores with simulation multi-threading SMT support. Of course, there remains to be seen how Raptor Lake will perform against AMD's Zen 4. Yeah, I mean, they can't say what it's going to be against Zen 4 because it ain't out yet, but that makes sense where they say it's on the server side where it's 20% faster. Kind of misread that one this morning. I thought that was probably 20% faster for gaming, but apparently it's just on the servers. But anyways, that kind of wraps up the news for today. The last one kind of disappointed me a little bit. Actually, I should have read down through that a little bit more this morning, but I was kind of running a little late on time. I was working on a video. So let's jump into how the channel did this week, how the community's done, which ain't the best, to tell you the truth, but it's alright. For this past week, we got 6 new subscribers, six new community members, which is only about a third of what we had last week, it looks like, by what YouTube's telling me. That's alright. If you're new to the community, welcome in. Glad you decided to join us here in this small community that I'm trying to build here. Flip you over here. The next video coming up, which will be this Wednesday, oh, excuse me, will be the benchmarks on the system that came out previously this week. It'll be the RX 588 gig benchmarks in 2022. I tested 5 different games on it. And it's actually pretty good card yet. As long as you don't want to do AAA titles. It kind of let me down as far as Cyberpunk 2077 went, and Elden Ring. Kind of, I don't know. I thought it'd do better in them games than what it actually did. But they're still playable. And the price of the cards right now, they're starting to still fall on eBay. They're still starting to come down some. But they still ain't the best. And of course, when that video goes live, it may vary from what I stated in there. But with the price of them, it's still kind of hard to suggest picking one up. Looking on eBay for today, this is sold listings. They're going for about 142, 167, 145, 153, 120. This is the XFX, which is one that I have. 128, 128.50, 152, 149. Well, then that's the MSI, but still going for 149. HG's going for 149, 160, 160.50. I still think they're going a little bit high for the performance that you're getting out of them. You're playing Fortnite, you're playing Apex Legends, you don't care too much, you ain't a competitive player, you'd be alright with it. AAA titles, you're looking at 720p. Still give you a playable experience. But I mentioned in that video, when I picked up mine, I picked it up used off of eBay. I had 2 of them at the same time, actually. One that I put in the build and sold that was new. And I picked up mine used off of eBay. And it was at the end of the last mining craze. I think I paid $100 for it or something like that. It wasn't much. If you can get it picked up for $100 or less, I think it'd be a pretty good pickup in today's market. But for the price of $160, $180, I think there's a little bit better options out there than what you get out of the performance of the RX 588 gig. It's just just personal opinion pretty much on that, depending on the games you play and the resolutions you want to play at. Of course, like I said, GPU prices falling every day, so hopefully we'll get them back down to where they're in range. If you're paying, $175 or so for that graphics card, you might as well save up the extra $100 or whatever it's going to take to get you 6600 from AMD and get you a lot better graphics card that can handle AAA titles. Like I showed you, the benchmarks for that one is already uploaded. They'll be coming out this Wednesday. The one I was working on this morning, I was working on one for the following Wednesday. I'm trying to stay ahead of the schedule a little bit. But I'm working on what I would recommend for a $1,000 gaming PC build here in 2022. Because I don't know, it seems like $1,000 is where a lot of people aim. I think it's a pretty good sweet spot for a decent gaming computer. With GPU prices, I'm hoping to be able to get more into some of the more budget build stuff. But what I've been seeing, a lot of people looking to spend about $1,000 in a gaming PC, which is reasonable for a decent gaming computer, I guess. But that's the video I was working on this morning. And I'm trying to get a video or two ahead. What is it? The 18th? What's the Saturday coming up? Okay, next Saturday I'll be live. No problem with next weekend as of right now. Unless something majorly happens. But on the 18th, me and the fiance is heading to Virginia Beach. She wants to do something for her birthday. So we're going to take the weekend. Kind of a bad time for it to happen, but we're taking the weekend of the 17th through the 20th. We're going to go down to the beach and hang out for a while. So put it on the calendar. I won't be live on the 18th. I'll be in Virginia Beach, and that's why I'm trying to get a video or two ahead. That way I don't miss that Wednesday's upload. Like I said, the one for the 8th of this month is already published. It's scheduled to come out on the 8th. The one I was working on this morning will be coming out on the 15th. I need to get at least one more done before then for it to go live on the 22nd. That way it don't interfere with the upload schedule. So I'm kind of trying to push out an extra video or stay a video ahead or two videos ahead. That way, even if I ain't going to be able to go live on the 18th, I still have a video coming out on the 22nd. So yeah, and this past week on Wednesday, I actually went back to work on Wednesday. We got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in this week, my full-time job. So it's kind of cutting back on the hours that I have to work on videos. For you guys that ain't been around the channel, I work too many hours through the week. I don't have a whole lot of time through the weekend, or through the week to put into the videos. Saturday's my main YouTube day. That's when I normally try to record and edit and everything in one video out. That way it goes live that Wednesday. Now since I'm back to work and this vacation's coming up on me, I have to work a little bit extra hard to keep the schedule up and going. But I'll get it. There will be a video coming up. That's the next two videos you can expect. You know, the RX 580 performance in 2022. Then you'll have $1,000 recommended gaming PC build ports list. I was actually thinking, with someone asking that video too, if you guys like to see me put that system together that's coming up for a $1,000 build, let me know. I'll see what I can do about maybe getting some of the components a little bit cheaper or whatever to try to put it together with. See what I can do about getting it put together. Now, it'll be probably July, end of July video or something. Also, I'd like to have some feedback. I want to put it up on the community feed as well. I think there's something out there that not a whole lot of people talk about as far as tech goes. I don't know if maybe a whole lot of people don't talk about it because there ain't a whole lot of interest in it. I don't know if there's a whole lot of people actually searching for it, but now how to choose components for a budget gaming PC, or how to choose the components, or which component, you know, like the motherboard, CPU, GPU, you know, how to choose which one for your budget range. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about it. May make a series out of it. I don't know. But I was also thinking about throwing balanced into it too. But I don't feel very comfortable with that because my system ain't really balanced. My GPU's well overpowered for the rest of my system. But I don't know. Kind of thinking about putting some videos out like that. See how they do. Like I said, a lot of people ain't talking about it. A lot of people don't do them. And there's a reason. I just don't know what the reason is why people ain't talking about it. But for the first time builder, that comes even way before the building process. You need to know how to choose your components. There just ain't a whole lot out on it. You should do like a $500 build and see what you can come up with. So many people watch those videos. If you could pull that off. I could probably do a $500 build video using new components. I think that would be. I think I could even pull that off at $500 for all new components. The used market right now is still kind of hard to judge. If you can save big money by going used over new. You probably get more powerful used system than you could new. But right now the used market's still awful jumpy. $500 build, if you're looking at all new ports, put in 12100 from Intel. Probably fit I wouldn't do nothing less than a B660 motherboard. Then you're looking at 6500 probably GPU. Maybe 500 gig SSD. You probably do one for 500. Maybe I'll do that instead of the $1,000, or maybe I'll do both. I think I could put together a new build for $500. Now, the used market's so jumpy right now, it's kind of hard to predict what the market's going to be on the used side. I think I could do a $500 build with all new ports. May not look the best, may not have a bunch of ARGB to it, but it'd be all new components. Let's see if we can get bases of that going here. Let's get rid of some of these tabs over here. Don't need all that stuff. I'm over all that used stuff. I love using used stuff. Deals on CPU, RAM, and motherboards, save enough money to get a better GPU. Yeah, in most cases you can. I look at eBay quite often, and looking at eBay, the CPU market's a little nutty right now. I looked up the 2400G that I put in that system I just built, and if I'm not mistaken, I think on eBay they're still going for like $300 for a 2400G CPU, and that's just stupid. Just a lot of their pricing and whatnot's way overdid it. Oh, well, I guess I'll flip you guys over here, huh? Let me see here. See if I can get you guys flipped over here. I'm here on PC Port Picker. I'm going to see if I can do a $500 build here live for you. See if I can get a all-new gaming computer put together for $500. So far I got the 12100F, which is quad-core CPU. Of course, I want a B660 motherboard. I don't use the cheap H ones. Hey, there's my DS3H that I like so well. Hell yeah. The big thing is fitting a graphics card into it. That's the big thing. Let's see, maybe the 3050, the 6500. I don't think you'll be able to fit a 6060 in there, or a 6600. They only have the 6400 listed on here. 3050. There's a 6400 listed. It was probably about the only three you could fit into a $500 build. Price lowest to the highest. Looks like we got $160. That's for the 6400. 6500 XT going for 189. 189. Like to put a 3050 in it. 3050 is more of a GPU than the cheaper Radeon cards is. Oh, they want to put a 3050 in there, 500 though. That's 329. Now I would have went with the AMD route. It's interesting that you picked Intel. I'm listening. I haven't built with new Intel yet. The main reason why I went with Intel, video I'm working on for the $1,000 budget build, or the $1,000 gaming PC in 2022. I did the 5600X with the Gigabyte B550 motherboard, and it ended up being $40 more than the 12400 with the Gigabyte with the B660 motherboard, actually. I tell you what, we'll take a look here. Choose CPU. Let's go with Ryzen 3, Ryzen 5, the i3 or the i5s. They got an i3 listed. i3. Let's see what we can find here. 3210. I ain't going that low. There's a 100F going for $78. 3470 still going for $95. 3450s. Do we have a Zen 3, Raptor Lake? I mean, if you're going with new, you want the newer platforms, right? What we got here? Got the 12100F going for 107. We got the Ryzen 5 5500 going for 138. 5600G going for 167. 12400F going for 169. Yeah, from what I was seeing this morning, you going with a budget build with all new components, it's actually better to go for Intel than it is AMD right now. I'll show you the build list I got for my $1,000 gaming PC. Got the 12400F with the B660 motherboard. And I did one just like that. which comparatively it would be the 5600X, which you own for $200. And then we go with the DS3H B550. Right there you're looking at $320. And on this one here, you're only looking at $269. Or yeah, what would it be? One. Say 170 plus the 110 for the motherboard. Looking at 280 for the Intel build for them two main components, and 319 for AMD. So you subtract the 320, you end up with, it's $40 cheaper to go with Intel. And actually, with the benchmarks I've been seeing online, Intel actually gives you a little bit of a bump. Gives you a little bit better bump in game performance over the 5600X. Yeah, I mean, it's strange to say, but right now, it looks like Intel, if you're buying new, Intel is the way to go. It looks like they're the better budget option. And that's one thing I like about PC Picker is, it takes Amazon, Newegg, B&H. It's a lot of different companies that they look at for the pricing. It ain't like sitting here through Newegg just looking at theirs, or Amazon looking through their prices. I mean, right now, it just seems like Intel's got the better bang for the buck right now. And AMD's always been known to be the bang for the buck for the gamer, and it just ain't true right now. That's kind of an insight, I guess, on the $1,000 gaming computer build in 2022 I was putting together. And that's using the 6600 XT for $400. And AMD actually don't have, I could even drop that down to an i3. We want Older Lake. What's the cheapest Older Lake one they got? AMD hasn't released any quad cores for the 5000 series. $12100F. I think that's a quad core, I believe. $12100F. I think that's a 4-core. Which right now, a lot of people, even a lot of the games ain't gonna use more than 4 cores. Yeah, it's 4 cores, 8 threads. And then the 5000 series from AMD, they don't even have a 4-core, 8-thread processor right now. Intel, by looking at the prices, Intel, if you're looking budget, building new on a budget, Intel is just eat their own in it right now. So we go with that. I hate the H600 series. I hate going that low of a motherboard. Let's see what the cheapest be. Yeah, the DS3H. I don't know. I kind of like them DS3H motherboards. They're usually best value if you ask me. That's $216. Video card, what would we say? Probably the 6400. We probably fit one of those in there. That puts you up 386. RAM's gonna be the tough one. Stay true on the used side. I still find the R5 3600 for around 100 to 120, but new hardware Intel is the way to go at the moment. Yeah, as far as the CPU motherboard combinations, Intel's got it wrapped up right now. unless AMD puts out a quad core or something, Intel would be the way to go with your more budget if you're using all new components. Used components, you possibly do better with AMD. But also going used components, just because I can find a good deal on eBay one day don't mean everybody's going to be able to find that same deal. So it's kind of hard to say, okay, I put it together for $600 because I found these good deals. But then again, maybe a lot of people would be interested in that kind of content too. Got $100 left, and we need a power supply. I need a case and memory at the minimum. I don't know if we can do it or not. I really don't know if we can do it or not. I mean, I guess we go with an 8 gigs just ain't viable. I mean, you ain't gonna get no gaming done with 8 gigs of RAM. $50 for the RAM minimum, $435. I mean, the fucking power supply, we go with the cheapest thing we could find. Full max gigabyte, definitely stay away from that. There's a thermal take, 430 watts. Yeah, okay, we'll take the thermal one. Tell you what, how about if we find a case with the power supply already in it? I think we can do one for $500. Don't know if I'd recommend it, but I don't know. Tell my girlfriend and my fiance's computer out there with the case with the built-in power supply is doing good. It's been a couple of years since I did that one. MSI Blitz. Everybody says how MSI's done good. Ain't a damn price on it though. 81, 147. It's hard to find a case with a power supply anymore. That ain't gonna work. There you go, power supply, cheapest price. Find a somewhat of a reasonable bring-in here. It took a couple of years to learn how to hunt the local and online markets effectively. Knowing where to look and how to negotiate goes a long way. A lot of people don't know how to hunt for ports. Yeah. And a lot of people don't understand what they should be paying for ports to consider it a good deal. And to teach something like that, I mean, it's pretty well experienced to teach you that. But there's channels out there like Brian over Tech Yes City, he does a good job of teaching that kind of stuff and, what kind of price you should be looking out for. Zach up at Zach Tech Turf, which he's actually in my local area. But he teaches pretty good on that kind of stuff as well. With my local area, it's kind of hard to teach that kind of stuff in my local area. I mean, I have to do it all online, but it's kind of hard to teach that. I mean, it just kind of comes with experience and the growing pains of dealing with used stuff. Hunting new egg daily deals for power supplies. They usually have some good deals going on. Tell you what, I actually get power supplies. I bought quite a few of them from here. And I like these guys, the B stocks. They've had this one, I mean, right there, 600 watt, 80 plus gold going for $25. EVGA B stock, $25 for a $60 power supply. You know, they got pretty good deals on a lot of their power supplies. There's one going for $30 for EVGA 600 watt, 80 gold. $35 for 510. I mean, when I do my power supply hunting, I usually go to EVGA B stock. And these B stocks, yes, they're used, but they also come, I think it's a 1-year warranty they come with. Yeah, includes a 1-year warranty. Of course, I use a lot of VGA power supplies, but, you know, I mean, and I've used quite a few of these and builds. I really haven't put them up on the channel, but they seem to hold up just fine. This here is normally my go-to when I'm looking for a cheaper power supply, is EVGA back B stock. Hey guys, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm expecting a package and my dog started going crazy. Yeah, them are good prices. Just go to EVGA website and scroll down here where it says B stock. They even got graphics cards on here. I haven't looked on here for a while for graphics card. I mean, they got decent deals on all kinds of stuff. Now, even if you look for a higher wattage PSU, you know, these are for over $200 to go on, you know, they let them go for $150. Now, I haven't looked on here for a graphics card lately. But here's a 3060 XC Gaming. MSRP for $419. Get them $50 instant rebate. You get for $369. And they still come with a 1-year warranty. What else do we got here? 3070 going for $610 compared to the $649 MSRP. You know, a lot of these is returns and stuff like that, but you know, I've used quite a few products from B stocks, and I've never had no problem with them. 3070 MSRP of $709, you get for $669, $40 instant rebate. Now, I mean, if you actually go through here and actually look, they're, well, motherboards are a little lackluster one right now. They got $299 motherboard, looks like. X299 motherboard. I don't know who'd be building with $299 motherboard, but actually, it looks like they got some cooling and capture devices. I mean, they even have some with some of the older cords here. I think you can see that on the screen. The 1070 Ti, the 1070. Power supplies, cooling. 20 series, 2080 Ti's. You get 2080 Ti black for $1,000, which I don't know what the going rate is on any of these, but probably a little high for a 2080 if you ask me, or 2080 Ti. The 10 series family, 20 series. There's a 2060 going for $300. I don't know what a 2060 RTX 2060 actually goes for in the used market. eBay. Oh no, I'm not signing in. Leave me alone. 2060 going for about $300. Let's see what they've been actually selling for. 230, 240, 250, 270. $299 with a 1-year warranty. That's better than buying off of eBay with no warranty at all on them. Not too bad. 2080 Ti's is like the most overpriced GPU in the market right now. Yeah, like I said, I really don't keep up with them because they have been price gouged so bad. But the B stock here, the B stock from EVGA, I think you can get pretty good deals, especially on these power supplies. I mean, you're looking at $60 power supplies, you get them for less than half price. I mean, definitely, I think they're worth it. And like I said, they come with a 1-year warranty, so I don't know. But that's where I normally go to get my power supply. So if I'm needing a power supply for a build. Normally they're limited, only so many per household, usually 2 per household. But if you got a brother or sister or mom or dad or something that don't live with you, hell, you always have to have them order them for you. There's definitely ways around them limits if you really want them. Right there's where I normally go for my power supplies, though. There you go, graphics card. GeForce 210 for $15. Bet you can do some gaming on that bad boy. Oh hell, I ain't on screen. There you guys go. Now you can have nightmares. Yeah, but I think it's a pretty good place to get some deals. Let's get a power supply here for a $500 bill with new components. Let's see what we got. Gigabyte Thermaltake, they make pretty good power supplies. 430 watts, yeah, you're running 6400. That should do. Woohoo! I think we can do it. I think I can find a $30 case. What do you think? It's the only thing we're missing, right? No, we gotta add storage to it. Let's see what the cheapest 2.5-inch drive we can get. 128 gig, $17. Okay, we'll take that one. 482. That leaves us $17 for a case. We got everything else. Right? We got the processor. We got the motherboard. We got the RAM. 128 gig SSD. Good enough. 6400. Don't want to take 430 watt. $20 case. I wonder if we got any $20 cases. Lowest price they got is $40. Okay. Can we make a $500 bill stretch to $530? $525? And hell, that's through Walmart. $40 case at Walmart. We can take this, knock this down to 1.8 gig RAM maybe. See what we got here. See what we got. If we knock that price down a little bit. There we go. $500. $500 all new build. Imagine that. We can do it. You got 128 gig SSD. You got a 1.8 gig stick. But there you go. Cases are a tough one sometimes. I usually snatch cases up when they go on sale, so I have them for later. Same with PSUs. Yeah, cases right now, man, in the U.S., the case market's stupid right now in the U.S. for some reason. I don't know what it is, but case prices is, even cases you used to be able to pick up for $50, you're paying $70 for them right now in the U.S. It just, I don't know, cases is crazy. PSUs, they're starting to come down a little bit in price. They're still, to me, they're still hiked up a little bit if you're looking at brand new. But they were starting to come back down to be a little bit more reasonable like they used to be. But cases right now, man, cases are just stupid. I can't figure out the case market right now. But there you go. There's what I would recommend for a $500 gaming PC build, brand new today in 2022. Imagine that. I know I could drop that down to the H series motherboards, but man, I hate doing that. You got the H610 right there for $80, but I hate the H series or the A series from AMD. I hate going with them cheaper ass motherboards like that. It does give you a little bit more money for other stuff though. Maybe I could do that and put a 16 gig kit on it. It's $478. I wonder if we can get that up to 16 gigs now. Let's see here. We put that back on there. What does that give us? $503. I'd say that's a $500 bill with all new components, huh? You got the 12100F. Got the H610 motherboard, which I hate going that low of a motherboard. I don't recommend nobody going with the H series or the A series from AMD. You did get 16 gigs of RAM with 3200 megahertz. Got 128 gig SSD, which you can always use 500 gig or 1 terabyte hard drive in with that, whatever you got laying around. With the 6400. Maybe I ought to save that. We'll save that one. We'll call it what? $500 all new build for 2022. There we go. We'll save that one. There we go. $500 brand new build for you. Should be alright for 1080p gaming. Wouldn't you say, MT Corner? Wouldn't you say that'd be pretty good for 1080p, I guess? For the 6400? I got two of them for the best $1,000 gaming. That's the Intel. I got two of them for $1,000 gaming PC in 2022. Off close and price. What the hell did I do this morning? It's cool that we are back to a place where we can build a $500 machine. It is. It really is. I think it's kind of cool that you can go, and them's all new ports. You know, if you actually go get used ports, you want to do a little bit of deal hunting, you actually know what you're talking about and get some decent deals, you can probably build a more powerful machine on the used market than you could on that. That's all new ports. Maybe I'll do a video on that one too. Maybe that'll be the next video I'll put out. I'll put out the $1,000 one, and I'll put out the $500 one, and that'll buy me some time till I get my payroll coming back in, where I can actually afford some components, maybe. But yeah, I think it's definitely cool that we can, with the GPU prices coming down, you can actually get you what I would consider a reasonable gaming PC for about $500 with all new ports. I don't know. Actually, that list I just put together, I'd probably recommend that for a game PC that only has a $500 ports, $500 to spend on a game PC. I don't. The worst thing I have, it ain't even the storage. The worst thing I have about that is that motherboard. If you noticed on the channel, you've never seen me use that cheap of a motherboard before. And there's reasons. I mean, there's a reason why they're that cheap. I mean, I guess it is able to play games. You are able to get a computer up and running with them, but I don't recommend them motherboards. 3 times better than what you would buy from Best Buy or Newegg for $500. Oh yeah, I guarantee it. I guarantee it's definitely better than what you buy from one of them companies. Let's go ahead and do a little research. Let's see what we could buy from Best Buy for $500. Probably be lucky to get a APU build for that. Gaming laptop. We want desktop. Gaming desktops. Let's see what we got. Best matched. We want the lowest price. Let's see here. We got a $700 one here on Best Buy. What do we got here? Come on. Listen to me now, damn it. SkyTech Gaming, Blaze 2. They got the i3 10100F. 8 gigs of memory with a 1650. Yeah, that'd be pretty comparable to the $500 bill, but you also saving $200 with the one I just put together. 8 gigs of memory. It does have 500 gig SSD. It got a little bit of ARGB in it, but that says G1650 there versus what we have, the 6400. We don't want videos. Usual benchmark. I think that's the one that I usually go through. RX 6400. They must not have it actually listed very good here. And it looks like the 1650 is actually better than the 6400 by usual benchmark here. Well, that's the 1650 Super. They got the regular 1650. There we go. What do we got now? 14% better with their GPU. The 10100F. What CPU did I go with? I went with the 12100F. I think I got a little bit better CPU than what they got. They got 8 gigs of RAM. I got 16 gigs in mine. It's pretty comparable to what they've got. Don't have all the ARGB. Of course, you know what kind of PSU they have. They have the fire hose going on. They definitely have the fire hazard going on. Hey, looks like I got 4 people watching me. Glad y'all decided to stop in and join the stream today. Kind of did a little bit of a challenge today and using all new parts to build a $500 game PC. Look at there, $500. Get you a 1080p gaming system, all new components. Uh, 10100F. Let's see here. 10100F compared to what I put, the 12100F, 12100F. 12100F. Four core, 8 threads. They're both 4-core, 8 threads. By looking at usual benchmark, CPU's pretty well right on par with each other. Actually, the one I picked a little bit better. 10100. Yeah, they got 10100, so they got an older CPU than what I got in mine. Yeah, they got me a little bit on the graphics card are pretty well basically the same. 1650 is a little bit better than the 6400. They got a little bit older CPU. It's 10,000 series to 1200 series. That's on Best Buy. Let's see here. New big. See what they got for about $500. Gaming. Well, I guess it'd help if I would actually put it in gaming desktop, huh? Let's see here. Lowest price. Whoa, an A10 going for $424. Next one they got is about $700. That's a 10400F with a GTX 1030. Yeah, I think my little $500 build would be a lot better than this one. got a 10th Gen i5 and a 1032 gig. I think the 6400 would be a lot better than the 1030. And for a lot less money. Let's see our user benchmark. Let's do the 1030. Yep. Compared to 6400. Yep. Yeah, 6400 by 163% better. Now, a great stream today, Dave, driving into an area with no cell service. Well, thank you, MT Corner. I'm glad you hung out with me as long as you could, buddy. Appreciate the support. Thank you for being here with me on this Saturday. I think we had a pretty good stream today. Not bad, not bad. Looks like I still got a few other people watching me, so I guess I'll keep on going. Yeah, but I think that $500 build I put together for all new ports would a lot better than what Newegg's offers for the same price point. That one's almost $700. That don't look like that should be all they have. Gaming PC underpriced. They all have APU units for the 5600, 5700G. Oh no, they ain't calling them gaming computers, are they? No. We ain't looking at those. No. No, that don't count. No, them don't count. Refurbished gaming Dell 5040s SFF computer core. No, I don't. Them ain't gonna compare. 379. Well, this one that runs the A8. Nope, that ain't gonna even come close. What? Go from $379 all the way up to $1,500. I think Newegg's trying to sell me a more expensive computer than what I'm looking for. You gotta love big companies. What's on Amazon for about $500? Let's see here. 500 gaming PC. What we got? We got anything good? Woohoo! Starting out with $1,700. Yeah. There's one close, $500 for the GTX 650. Not even close. Not even close to what I built for $500. There's one with 1650. 1 terabyte hard drive. Only 8 gigs of RAM, though. But that's I ain't even close. Not even close to what I built. Oh, excuse me. What's this one? 539 with the 750 Ti? Nah. 1650 with the 10100F for 800. Mine may not look quite as good because it would be in this this case right here. But you know what? You can get better performance out of it. I wasn't able to get much ARGB or lighting into a $500 system by building your own with all new components. Anything else here? About $500. 559. It's got the 2200G. I don't even have dedicated video card in it for $560. Does have 128 M.2 though, and a 500 HHD. It's only 8 gigs of RAM. Yeah, I think my $500 gaming computer I put together, it don't have the looks, but I think it's got better performance than what you can get on most retail sites. And I didn't even take it into consideration if you get any used ports. Raptor design, there we go. So if anybody's interested in a $500 gaming computer with all new components, that right there is what I would offer, or that's what I would suggest. It's the Intel 12100F, the Gigabyte H610 S2H, 16 gigs of Team Group, T-Crate Classic, DDR4. It's only got 128 gig SSD in it, but you always add more storage to it. It's pretty easy to add storage to it. And we have the 6400 as the GPU. The Raptor Design 1000 as the case. And we have the Thermaltake 430 smart power supply. I think that'd be a pretty good little build for you. And as we was looking at on Newegg and Amazon, and I don't think their $500 gaming computers actually match up to it. So we're actually getting back into the days where it's cheaper to build a gaming computer than it is to buy one. Good sign for gamers, especially in the DIY market. I mean, pre-built, there is a place for them, but I would recommend building your own. But that's just personal opinion. Your opinion may vary. If you're watching my channel, most likely you're probably looking to build your own instead of buying a pre-built system. I mean, I kind of focused the channel around building your own instead of buying pre-builts. The past year and a half or so, it was easier to buy one pre-built than it was to actually build your own because of GPU prices. But GPU prices are starting to come down. All right, still got a couple people watching me. Here's the other one I was putting together for an upcoming video. Best $1,000 gaming computer coming up. It won't be this Wednesday, it'll be the following Wednesday. It'll be coming out. Be what I would recommend for a $1,000 best $1,000 game PC here in 2022. Alright guys, I've been going for quite a while now. Been going almost 2 hours. So I think I'm going to call it quits for the stream for the day. Yeah, like I said at the beginning and in the middle, you know, if there's anything we talked about in today's tech news, it's all linked in the description below if you want to go do some reading up on it. or if you missed the news part of the stream, you'd like to see what we talked about. It's all from Tom's Hardware. It's a pretty good, reliable source for tech news as far as our computer hardware is. But I've been gone for almost 2 hours. I think it's about time to hang it up for today. My dogs is in the cage, so they're kind of biting at the bit to get out. So I think I'm going to call it a day. There's some other links down there in the description that may interest you. Don't forget to do all that fun YouTube stuff on your way down that description box. And with all that being said, I'll see y'all in the next video or in the next live stream.